Oji, with the greatest sense of respect, I think I raised issues about cowardice in my opening. And let me say clearly that IBB was the commander-in-chief. If he was uncomfortable with Abacha, he should have retired Abacha. To come after 32 years to blame Abacha for the annulment of June 12 is cowardice, absolutely. To come after 32 years to tell us that he was under pressure to, I don't know those who advise him. I don't know why they got him to this fox power. Let me say without equivocation and without mincing words that that was a terrible effort in image making. Those who got him to push responsibility to a dead man, Abacha is not here to explain what truly happened. And ask yourself, in that address where he told Nigerians that he had annulled June 12, he could have simply retired Abacha and nothing would have happened. So it was about his unwillingness to sacrifice himself for nation. It was his unwillingness to put country first. And there is nothing in that statement and in that book. Oji had spent the past 48 hours glancing through from page to page. That was why I started with the first point that got my Igbo brothers. When looking for somebody to tell us that the 1966 January 15th coup was not an Igbo coup, when looking for IBB to tell us that, we always knew that. And those who have preyed on that issue have been fair by half, have been smart by half. We know the truth about our country, and we know that the time has come for us to collectively call a spade by its name. And Oji, it is very important going forward as a nation that we call out IBB and its people. We'll call IBB and those who attended that event. Some have called it the charade, but I think that it was a meeting of individuals of the same tendencies and sentiments to tell us that it doesn't really matter how history judges them. Because, like I said, I must repeat, there is no such balance as military president. And you cannot endow a presidential library. It is to tell Nigerians that military purchase and coups is okay. And a president is, as it were, is supposed to have been elected by the people. So if you want to endow a presidential library, you must be democratically elected by the people. So we don't have a problem with Obasanjo's presidential library. If Buhari wakes up tomorrow to create and endow a presidential library, it is not wrong, it's not against the law because it was elected by the people in 2015. But IBB was never elected. IBB was never elected. So we must wake up to the urgency and the reality of now. We must, as a nation, learn to put issues properly, put the beams and the pegs in the proper place. Save and except that is done, we'll be dealing great hardship and injustice to posterity. You cannot have a military president endow a library. That's to say that impunity is right. That's to say that anybody can just wake up tomorrow and sack the parliament and throw away our constitution and after 20 years endow a library. We must put issues in proper perspective.
I also feel the same way, and I support what this man is saying, because I feel that this is going to bring bad blood, because now Abacha's son had reacted to IBB's apology to Nigerians and the other people right now, which means it's going to be IBB versus Abacha's children. These are people that thought, okay, IBB was with them all the while the father died or the father passed on. For them to now have a flip of everything. And I feel that even if you would say that Abacha made you not to allow that election go through, there was no need saying, even though it was true, there was no need saying, oh, Abacha has been there for you, and that was why you did not allow that happen. You had to do for him good, that when you had your own issues, Abacha came, saved you and your children. And to the fact that you even mentioned, the one that pains me the most is the one that he mentioned that Abacha told him that a Yoruba man cannot rule him. Like he cannot sit down and watch a Yoruba man ruling and he ruled him, Abacha, something like that. That comment was really derogatory. It was not something that should be heard of an elder statesman. So I've been looking for that post where the son, Abacha's son, tweeted. He wrote a lot of things, and in that tweet, let me summarize it, or let me paraphrase it. He said that he's happy with the father is a hero, that the father truly should know. I think maybe he had this enemy, something like that, and because they fear his boldness, is now they are talking about it, you understand? So he was practically throwing shade at IBB, because to me I feel that something has passed. Why awaken fresh wounds? To me, I feel even if they told us this story now, is it going to bring back Abiola? Abiola's children are now at loggerheads. All of them are not together, courtesy of people who sat somewhere in the north, to orchestrate things on, made this country not to be themselves. So Nigerians are coming up with different reactions, and I don't blame them. So people are like, so what are they telling us now? I honestly do not blame them, because they have to react to the lies, the deceit, the manipulations that happened while we were babies. Like when all these things were happening, we were babies. So we here who are now adults were babies. Some of these stories we didn't even know about. Some we grew up to hear about. So imagine the pain of all these years. You are now reminding Abacha's children. In as much as people will say, oh, Abacha's children deserve what they got. They deserve what they got, but they can never be poor. They have done everything they need to do. So I feel that IBB was just trying to say these things to, maybe he feels that one day he might go and meet his God. So he's just trying to make peace. I think that's why he's doing all of this. But don't you think there are some things you should just keep it? You could just say, oh, your hands were tight and all of that. You are sorry. Apologize. Take responsibility. Don't apportion blame to somebody who is dead that cannot defend himself.